Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today, we're playing Nancy Drew Danger by Design, and in today's episode, we are in the catacombs standing before the Noisette door. Now, there's a secret here, just waiting for us to discover it. So, without further ado, let's hop into the game. All right, let's check this out.
Okay, a rough translation would be, in Europe, near the new bridge, Snow White lives in a red castle. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Huh. Pont Neuf. That's the place. That's the park, right? Okay. Interesting. So we're gonna need a code for that. At the end of the tunnel I had to swim through was a compartment, locked of course, with this inscription. En Europe, près de Pont Neuf. Roughly translated, it means in Europe, near the new bridge, Snow White lives in a red castle. Now the question is, what the heck does that mean, and how is it going to help me open that compartment? Zoo told me he's seen the double nut symbol I told him about in the place in the catacombs that can only be reached by going to the fake skull where I left JJ's autograph and pushing the red button inside. Zoo refers to this symbol as a hazelnut, which in French is a noisette. I may not know where I'm going, but at least I seem to be on the right track. Okay, interesting. Well, I don't think there's anything else here, so I think for now we're going to have to go back. And knowing what I know, we're probably going to have to swim through it all again. Maybe street numbers or something. It was very forgiving. Okay. It could be street numbers. I know that the one that we entered in Dieter's little hidden cubby came from the cross. You know, actually... Oh, I can't open my inventory here, so we'll have to figure it out once I can open my inventory. But I want to look at that book again, or that piece of paper. All right, we got to get out of here. Hopefully this isn't easy. Hopefully you can't get lost here. We'll see. I don't think this is where I came before, though. So we definitely got turned around a little. But I think we still want to go over this way somewhere. Oh, yeah. Okay, through here. Look at that, guys. My directional sense isn't as terrible as I thought. And this should be the beginning. Nice. We survived the catacombs. All right, let's go see what the rat stole. All right, got our stuff. Okay, now I want to look at that piece of paper again. Where was it? Which one was it? It's not that one. It's this one. Okay, so this has that symbol, right? Okay, now we just got to get out of here without getting caught by the police. I still hear the rats. I bet you that... Oh. Okay, this is just the way out. I was going to say, I bet you there's a place in there where you have to get your stuff from the rats. So this is where it has in the riddle, Pont Neuf. So let's go there. At least that's like related to it. In Europe near the new bridge, Snow White lives in a red castle. Snow White lives in a red castle? I mean, do we have anything even remotely related to anything like this? Okay, so this is the book where we found that grid that's on the eyeball paper. And it has some codes in here too. I'm assuming we need the machine for it, but maybe not. All right, what was the asterisk there? Let me see that again. Oops. Asterisk. Quite intrigued by your metro system of transportation and have been thinking of how to use the numbered lines and names of metro stops for a code. So that makes me wonder, because this is a metro stop. Numbered lines. Don't we have a map of them somewhere? Maybe? No, that's that. That's the newspaper article. That's the cookbook. Maybe we don't. I thought we did. Why do I keep opening that? That's the calling card. I don't know. Let's see. We've got common codes and deciphers. Transforming information so that it can be understood by only a specific audience is a process that is thousands of years old. Codes hide information in plain sight so that even if the wrong people see it, only the right people will understand it. While some codes simply allow information to be condensed, such as the barcodes, which modern-day computerized retailers use to keep track of inventory, most codes are associated with secrecy, a way of keeping X from finding out what Y is up to. Technically, a code results when every word or phrase in a sentence or piece of information is replaced by another word, phrase, or symbol, while a cipher results when every letter is replaced by another letter or symbol. Thus, to decode a message means to break it down into its original words or meaning, while deciphering is a message requires figuring out its original lettering. Although in popular cultures, the terms code and cipher, as well as encode and encipher, and decode and decipher, are used interchangeably. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. What follows are simple examples of codes that have been used for centuries and will no doubt continue to be used in some form or another for centuries to come. A simple book code appears to be a string of seemingly random numbers, such as 181, 185, 924, 11. In actuality, the numbers refer to words that are found in a book, the first word being on page 181, line 18, fifth word from the left, second word on the page being on page 92, line 4, the 11th word from the left. Obviously, the encoder and decoder of such a message would have the exact same edition of a certain book and would have to have agreed that the lines would be numbered from top to bottom and the words from left to right. The code can be varied by changing these orientations and, of course, by changing the book upon which the code is based. A simple shift cipher encodes a message by shifting its letters a given number of spaces to the right or to the left according to the alphabet. For instance, if the message to be encoded is arriving Tuesday and the agreed initial shift is 3 spaces to the left, the encoded message would be this string of characters. Okay. To decode the message, the recipient would look at the Roman alphabet, then reverse the process by shifting the letters of the message 3 spaces to the right. Notice that to encode the letter A, the sender assumed the next letter to the left would be the last letter of the alphabet, so that 3 letters to the left would be X. The date shift cipher is a variation of the shift cipher. It uses a date expressed as a series of numbers to determine how many spaces each letter in a message is to be shifted. For instance, if the message is yellow coat and the date which will encipher the message is 1853, then the encoder would line the two up as shown on the next page. Yellow coat, 1853, 1853, 18. Okay. Oh, and then you would shift it based on what the number is. Okay. Looking at the Roman alphabet, the sender would then shift the Y 1 space to the left and get X. E would be shifted 8 spaces to the left. So that would be the next letter in the code would be W. L would be shifted 5 spaces to make G, and so on. The process would result in a meaningless string of letters. That's actually pretty clever. To decode the message, the recipient would again write the message, repeat the date over beneath it, then reverse the encoding process. X would be shifted 1 space to the right, resulting in Y. W would shift 8 spaces to the right, resulting in E, and so on, until the decoded message reads yellow coat. That's really cool. All right, some codes, such as the dot cipher, involve the juxtaposition of 2 or more objects. The dots below seem to be scattered in a random pattern. That looks like my grid, actually. Maybe this is the one we need. But if the grid below is applied to them, the position of each dot becomes significant. When the grid is juxtaposed on the dots, each dot is associated with a letter or number. And if the rows and dots in them are assumed to be numbered from top to bottom, then the message reads, oh, Agent 29, I see. A is dotted in row 1, G is dotted in row 2, E in row 3, etc. During World War II, machines were often used to encode and decode messages concerning troop movements and battle plans. The German Enigma machine was the most famous, but less sophisticated devices such as the M380 decoder, which is what we're going to get, were also used to encrypt wartime intelligence. These machines were similar in that they churned out polyalphabetic ciphers, scrambled messages consisting of shifted letters generated from constantly shifting alphabets via a system of rotors. Messages encoded on one of these machines could only be decoded by turning the rotors on the same machine or on one identical to it to a specific setting, then entering the encoded message via the keyboard. Okay, so I want to look at this one again. Let's flip it over. So this looks like that dot cipher. And I feel like it's gonna be, we may need the machine for it, but I feel like we'll be able to read the message when we figure out what it is. I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. If we go top to bottom, what else could be? It can't be X, right? Because that's an X. But then what would the next message be? We don't know. Okay. But we do have that bottle of wine now, right?
Bonjour, Mademoiselle Returns.
And she returns with a bottle of Mouton Foueté, 1968.
Uh-huh.
Oh la la, you did it. So, I take this and give you this.
Yay.
Take it. You have earned it.
Awesome.
What else tickles the fancy?
Nothing right now.
I really don't want to buy anything right now.
Very well. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Au revoir.
Okay, so how do I use this now? It's just like a typewriter. But what can I... Oh, there's dials. Oh, I've got to set them to the correct dials that were on what was in the Mulan, right? Where was that? It was like 9 something. So Jean-Mi showed me the uncropped photo of Manette. It was right near the top that shows those stone discs in her studio before someone threw paint on them. There was a little arrow in each of them that pointed to the Roman numerals 9V3. Oh, so 953. Let's set this to that.
The dials on this thing move.
Yeah, I would hope so. And then here. Okay. Unless that's not the way I think that should be right, though, but we'll see.
Looks like I should type a message using my own keyboard.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got it set correctly. The question is, what do we want to type now? Let me look in the little... Oh, wait, it's not this book. It was the pink book, right? Cher ami. What if we type that? I'm curious. Well, let's test it first. Because we also have this. We may need to type that. Cher ami may just be my friend. Like that, there may be nothing to that. Share a me. Maybe we need to type that. I don't know. That's the second time it's come up. Okay. All right. And there's this cross again, Rose P. Okay, so we're going to need to type out these messages. So since I can't swap over, I'm just going to jot it down real fast. Okay, now I'm curious what that will pop up with in our little machine. All right. F O F. Wait, why is it not working? It's okay. That's weird. Maybe is it okay? Do I not have it set right? Let me see. LLBR. Oh, wait. I wonder. Huh. Okay, I'm curious. What if we do... What was it? Share a me? Every time I press space. That's LLBK. And then I press space. What if I don't press space? Okay. Oh, it doesn't seem to work. Okay. So something's weird. Let me try the last line. INIJ. Wait, I didn't even get it. ENIJAB. Okay. Interesting. So let me look at the code again. 953. So unless these aren't, maybe it's because they're not hooked up the way one would think. I don't know. It's so weird. Let me look at this book again. What if... Oh, but there's 0. Okay. What if we're supposed to do this one? What if the other one is just like a red herring? I almost said blue herring because I have smarts, guys. Let me write this one down and see. X, T, I, 0, P, Q. Rouge? Okay. K, L, N, O, R, E, Z. Blan. Okay. A7. LXTI0 SMKPQQLN. So red, white, red. Wait, did I do the last bit? Maybe I didn't finish it. S7 LXTI0 SMK3A.
Rouge blanc, rouge bleu, rouge. Looks like French to me.
Yeah, red, white, red, blue, red. Red, white, red, blue, red. But there was something else in the book there. Where was the message? It was it in, maybe it was in my notes. Sharamia something else. I remember it was a name or something. Oh yeah, it could be. These pigeons are bugging me. They're so loud. Let's see. Red. See, that's red, yellow, and blue. Whoa. What if the yellow one counts? I don't know. That doesn't make sense. That's yellow. That's not white. Right? I don't know. I don't know if this stuff over here... I mean, there's this. But I don't know how we could control that. So I'm not sure. But we did have something. Where was it? There was a note. I think it was a note that we wrote that was like something like red dot 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 green or something. This. The historian asked me if the words red, left, green meant anything. Apparently, that's what Noisette kept saying just before she passed away. Let's see. Gold, does it hurt to try? I mean, we can try it. Be prepared to have your ears blasted. These guys are annoying. Red, white, red, blue, red. I don't know how we would do this, though. Yeah, I don't... I don't know what we would do with that. I feel like I need more information on that first. I think it's time to
It's too late to go anywhere now.
It's time to go home. All right, so at least we got part of that decoded. Red, white, red, blue, red. But what does that mean? I'm not sure. Let's check out the day's headlines. Dissatisfied with their current pay and benefits, newspaper deliverers all over France are threatening to strike if their demands are not met within 3 days. Uh-oh, am I going to be out of time in 3 days? Representatives for the deliveries have been meeting with newspaper publishers since mid-July, but both sides report that little progress has been made. A strike by the deliverers last October interrupted newspaper deliveries for a week, ending when the deliverers agreed to pay a 1.5% pay hike and a 1% increase in benefits. This year, they're asking for a 4% increase in pay and a 2.5% increase in benefits. Sentiments on both sides are running strong. Last year's negotiations were a joke, said one delivery person who wished to remain anonymous. This year, we're older, wiser, and hungrier. Let the publishers beware. A spokesperson for the publishers, who likewise spoke anonymously, responded, "What they're asking for is just crazy. How are we supposed to reach a deal with them when they refuse to bargain in good faith?" For the general public, however, the possibility of a strike seems to be cause for little concern. One man, sipping coffee at cafe in the Latin corner, just shrugged. "I get all my news from the internet anyway." Is that Jean-Mi, I wonder? Okay, I think we should give our friends a call. Maybe both sets, and see if they have any insight on our current puzzles. So,
Hello?
Me again.
We're both on, Nan. What's up?
all right. Well, we went to the catacombs.
You'll never guess where I went skin diving.
Skin diving? You went skin diving in Paris? Where? In the Seine?
No, in one of the tunnels underneath the city.
Why?
Let's see. I was looking for a symbol this guy named Zoo had seen down there. Long story, but it was actually okay. I swam through some interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and tell them the story.
I was looking for a symbol this guy named Zoo had seen down there.
You went skin diving in a tunnel on account of somebody named Zoo?
He's an expert on Paris's underground, especially those parts that no one is supposed to enter.
No one including him?
Right.
Exactly.
So, you went skin diving underground in Paris on account of a criminal named Zoo.
Right.
So, before agreeing to visit a foreign city with Nancy Drew, have your head examined.
Guess I should get back to work.
Call us
Okay.
anytime, preferably soon.
Well then, what about, let's call Zoo. Anything? Phone rings, but no one answers. Interesting. Well. Huh. Well, that was weird. Okay, well, I feel like that was extremely unhelpful, but that's okay. I think we'll head to the office and check up on Minette. We haven't been there in a bit. We have to see what kind of trouble she's getting into. And then we could possibly, I don't know. I feel like, oh, we should pay attention to the route numbers They said something about route numbers, right? I don't know. I hear nothing. All right. Does Heather have anything to
What's
say?
up?
No. Nobody
I'll
has
let you get
anything to
back to
say.
work. Whenever you have questions, just ask.
Okay. Does Minette have anything to say? Probably not.
What?
Do we tell her about Heather?
There's something that I think you should know about Heather.
Oh? What?
The anonymous letters.
One of those anonymous letters you got was from her.
No. Those letters aren't from Heather.
Who are they from?
Who are they from?
I thought that... This is all very confusing, as you can imagine. You're going to have to leave while I sort it all out. Just go.
Wonder if that was a mistake. Is there anything else that we've got some of the code? Is there anything else that we need to do? If you ever enter an incorrect key during decoding, the machine may reset. Oh, be sure the dials are set correctly. If not, the message will be encoded or decoded correctly. Never use the enter or return key. Okay. If the message is broken up, just ignore the line breaks. I forgot all about this. Ignore any punctuation or spaces. A circle with a slash through it is a 0. Okay. Thank you for your advice on using date shift ciphers. I never thought about using other numbers besides just dates. The ID number of a favorite friend? I wonder what it would be. Use the Dewey Decimal number of my favorite book, 109 RUS, to decode the following message. So this was for a date shift cipher. Okay. So 109 RUS to decode the following message. Okay, so let me see what it said about date shift ciphers again. The date shift cipher is a variation. If the message, okay. So we need to write the message and then write the number underneath it, repeating, right? And then we wanted to use R09. So we just write 109 under it, all the letters. All right, now I'm going to open up the book again because it has the alphabet circle, so I don't have to write it out. And then we go to the right, right? So if you have X, you would go 1 to the right. Okay, yeah. So if we're at F and we go 1 to the right, that's G. And then O because it's 0. F is 9 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, so the first word is good. And then we have L. That's a 0 shift. L again with 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this going to be luck? B is a 1 shift to C. Okay, so good luck. E is a 9 shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is going to be Noisette. Yeah. Good luck, Noisette. That's what that message means. Okay, so we decoded it. Huzzah! We have made progress. All right. Is there anything else we need? This has asterisks. It's going to be important. Rachel and I will soon be in Paris. I'm quite intrigued by your metro system of transportation. Have been thinking of how to use the numbered lines and names of metro stops for a code. I feel like that's important. Maybe that's somehow going to be what we need to do for in Europe, near the new bridge, Snow White lives in a red castle. In Europe, near the new bridge, so near Pont Neuf. I wonder. What is that number? Let's see. Let's go to the metro and see. Oh. What is that number? It's 14. 14. Or no, maybe? I don't know. It also passes by here. So I'm not sure which one would it use here. Where would we go from? Snow White crosses. I don't know. I don't see a number for this route, but the purple route, which goes near it, is 14. Do any of these other routes? I'm like looking to see if any of them have numbers. This one does, but that's not going near here. I don't know. What would be the closest one? Because 11 is kind of close to it. But that one doesn't go... Well, it does go near it, doesn't it? Snow White crosses... I don't know. Well, we have figured out some of the codes. Using the machine, we were able to figure out Noisette's code that she left in the book that involves these different colors. What do they mean exactly? I'm not sure. But then we still have this eyeball grid. Where do the dots go? We figured out what kind of puzzle it is, but what is the solution? And what about the code on the door in the catacombs? Is that related to the metro? We're going to have to figure all this out in the next episode. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, and the links are in the description. If you want to see which games we're playing each day, I post them on x.com/Liara27. And I hope you'll join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye.